Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Celtic Warband here, and thanks for tuning in to another epic battle in Rome 2 Total War. This was a subscribers battle replay submitted by Max Laser, and it comes down to a very, very close finish. So I do hope you guys enjoy the battle. The first army on the battlefield today is the Lusitani, commanded by Max Laser, and he is already moving forwards his army at a healthy clip. We do have it in slow motion, so we won't miss any of the battle. But I just want to give a quick shout out to Max Laser. He has really supplied me with so many Rome 2 and Attila battles, and it comes at a good time with me being back at work and me not having as much time to play the battles myself and then edit and upload it for everyone to enjoy. So, Max, if you are watching this, I really, really appreciate all the support that you've given to my channel and all of the really awesome and epic battles that you have allowed me to upload. But we're going to take a look at his army first. So he does have 3 units of cavalry here. I believe this is the it's Cantabrian cavalry. And a while back, I actually had no idea that the Cantabrian Circle was from the Lusitani tribes. I thought that it was something that the Arab cavalry had developed, but it turns out when the Arab cavalry conquered the region, they actually learned a lot of their tactics and utilized them with their own horse archers, which is very interesting. I'm not sure if you guys knew that as well, but so he's got 3 units of Cantabrian cavalry, which is a light missile cavalry unit. And then he's got the rest of his force moving forwards here. He does have 4 units of Iberian slingers in the front lines. And then he has 3 units of the Scutari spearmen, looking very cool. And then he's got a good line of Lusitani swordsmen. These are a lighter sword unit. They've got the smaller buckler shields and obviously the swords, but they don't really have much mail. They're not really even wearing helmets either, so they're medium melee infantry, but not the heavy infantry like the nobles and the veteran shield warriors that we have behind here. He actually does have 4 units of the veteran shield warriors, and you can see that they've just got some kind of bronze circle protecting their chests. So again, pretty lightly armored, but they do have a bronze helmet as well, and the shields are a little bit bigger. And then right in the center, he does have 1 unit of Lusitani nobles. These are the cream of the crop for this faction. Really solid heavy melee infantry, and I believe he's got a general's bodyguard as the Lusitani nobles. And I'm pretty sure... I'm thinking it would be this guy, maybe? He does have a different shield to the rest of the bodyguard, so I would assume that that is him. And then he also has some better cavalry in behind here. He's got 2 units of Scutari cavalry. And that is it for Max Laser's force, so let's go ahead and take a look at his ally. The next army on the battlefield today is Syracuse, commanded by Helix. And Helix is another veteran of Rome 2. He is quite good. And right in the front lines here, he's also brought slingers, 4 units of them. So it's good to see that they're bringing some ranged units to the battlefield. And then he's brought a lot of spears. I guess that makes sense, being a Greek faction. It's kind of either spears or pikes. But on either flank, he's got 1 unit of the Thurio spears. And in the center, he's got 3 units of light hoplites. And then way over here, he's got 1 unit of militia hoplites. Right behind that is his, I believe this is his general's unit, the thorax hoplites. And the general would be right there, carrying the sword. Looking very epic indeed. And he's also got another unit of thorax hoplites here as well. Way on the flanks, he's got some Hippeus lancers, which is very heavy shock cavalry, one of the Greeks' best shock cavalry. You can see that they are well armored, and they've got a nice sized lance as well. And then moving over into the center, once again, his main line infantry, he has a few units of thorax swordsmen here. Looks like 3 units. And then we've got some mercenary Italian cavalry, and then we've also got some mercenary Samnite warriors, which are looking very nice indeed. They almost look like Lusitani swordsmen as well. What is the origin of the Samnite warriors? I'm not exactly sure where they hail from, so if you want to let me know down in the comments below. But they do kind of represent Lusitani origin. At least that's the way they look. But very, very solid infantry there. So he's got good amount of swords, good amount of spears, and he's a little lacking in the cavalry department, having only 3 units, but definitely a force to be reckoned with those Hippeus lancers. So that is it for the allied armies, so let's go ahead and take a look at the enemies. The first enemy army on the battlefield today is Pontus, commanded by Black Death, and he has brought some pikemen to the battle, although he hasn't brought too many, just 3 units in the front lines, and then he also has a Thurio spear unit way over here on the flank. In the center, he's brought some of the Pontic Peltis, which I really prefer Peltis for ranged units because they have a lot of armor-piercing damage, be it in the fact that they use Pila. So I do prefer Pontic Peltis. The problem is that they just don't have much ammo. But then when you use up all the ammo, they serve pretty well as a solid infantry unit that you can throw into melee afterwards. For his mainline infantry, he's actually brought 4 units of mercenary naked warriors. And then he does have his general right in behind the Pontic Royal Cavalry, which is looking very nice. And then he's also got some more mercenaries on the flanks as well. He's got 3 units of mercenary Celtic warriors. So a lot of mercenaries in this Pontic army. And then he's brought a really decent amount of cavalry as well. He has 3 units of citizen cavalry, which is medium melee cavalry. And then he's also brought a couple of heavy shock cavalry as well, the Pontic Royal Cavalry. And I'm not sure which one is better, but I'd assume that they probably do go toe-to-toe with the Hippeus Lancers, being that they're both heavy shock cavalry. So it will be interesting to see in the battle which one comes out on top. But that is it for Pontus's army, so we've just got one more to take a look at, and then we'll get the battle started. The last enemy army on the battlefield today is Rome, commanded by Darth Maul, and he's got a very simple army, so it won't take us too long to run through it. He's just brought a lot of heavy infantry. Again, that's pretty much what Rome is known for. So he's got 10 units of legionaries. He's got 5 in the front, 5 in the back, and then on the wings over here, he's strengthened his weaker wing with 2 units of veteran legionaries. The other wing is pretty protected by Pontus. But he's also brought a couple units of auxiliary Syrian archers, 3 units of them. And then he's also brought some cavalry. He's got 2 units of the legionary cavalry, which is medium melee. And then he's brought the legatus. And the legatus is right there with the nice golden, golden armor that you could pick him off a mile away. He's pretty obvious, but Roman generals, you know, they probably were a proud sort. But that is it for all of the army comps, so let's go ahead and get to the battle. Alright guys, welcome to the battlefield, and we've got the Hippeus Lancers moving over to the flank. It looks like they are planning to engage the Pontic Cavalry in melee. You can see just behind the Pontic Skirmishers there, we do have the Pontic Royal Cavalry. It looks like some Celtic warriors are being pulled over as well. I'm not too sure if they will have to engage them in melee, but if the Hippeus Lancers do get a decent charge off, then we should be looking okay. And wow, looks like we did get a charge on the slingers there by the Pontic Royal Cavalry, and now the pikemen are moving in to engage the light hoplites in melee. Looks like we've got some mercenary Celtic warriors moving in as well to aid the pikemen, but some of the pikemen are a little bit out of position. You can see over here that, well done to Helix. He's actually got a couple of the light hoplites flanking around the pike unit. However, the slingers are breaking to the Pontic Peltis. Of course, with no armor, they're just going to get shredded. But we've got some naked warriors over here facing against the Thurio spears. And it looks like they're trying to pull through to go after the Thurio spears over on the flank that are throwing their Pila at them. Again, Pila is going to really pull down these naked warriors because they just have no armor to speak of. Now, we do want to keep an eye on what Rome's doing. It looks like Rome is coming over here to help out this fight between Pontus and Syracuse, but then it looks like Max Laser as well supporting Helix in this fight. Here we go. It looks like we've got some Lusitani swordsmen charging into melee. So well done there. And actually, it looks like Rome is disengaging there. He's content to allow Pontus to fight this one out. I think that he thinks the Pontus swords or the Pontus Peltis should be able to best these Lusitani warriors in melee. We've also got some of the Royal Cavalry coming here, but that is a risk because they are now under fire from the Lusitani slingers. So yeah, he is going to get out of there as quickly as possible. Turning back on the HUD, though, okay, so it looks like Rome actually does have some units right in the fray against Helix's Syracuse forces. Also over here, we've got the Legionaries fighting the Thorax Swordsmen. That is a pretty good matchup, but I think the Romans are a little bit better than the Thorax Swordsmen in melee. So Rome doing really well at supporting his ally, but Max Laser as well. He's got his cavalry on the flanks there. He is putting pressure on the Pontic flank. And we've actually got an all-out cavalry brawl here between the Hippeus Lancers and... Is this the Citizen Cavalry? Yeah, they've got some Citizen Cavalry, Pontic Royal Cavalry. The Mercenary Italian Cavalry and Hippeus Lancers are engaged. It looks like the Pontic Cavalry is losing a little bit. But did the other... Oh, I see. Here's the other Hippeus unit. It's kind of getting cut down by the Pontic Royal Cavalry. I'm not sure if they were depleted before they engaged this unit. But let's go ahead and see what's going on. So Max Laser really focusing over here on the Thurio Spears of Pontus and also the Pontic Peltis here. And Rome needs to commit its forces. He's really kind of filtering them in one or two at a time. He needs to commit and lock down the Lusitani army. You can't allow Max Laser to support where he wants to support. Because toe-to-toe, the Roman legionaries would best even the Lusitani nobles, I think, wouldn't be able to best the veteran legionaries in melee. Very good there. I'm actually going to put this battle on slow motion because we're already almost halfway through and I don't want to miss too much of what's going on. So Syracuse is kind of losing this flank over here. The Pontic Royal Cavalry did best the other Hippeus Lancer unit. You can see that he does have some spears over here to help his cavalry should it come to that. But it looks like he will win against the Citizen Cavalry here. Not sure about the Pontic Royal Cavalry though. And in the center, I mean, without Rome coming in, I think that the Syracusans would eventually gain the upper hand. But now we've got the Roman cavalry, the legionary cavalry, and the legatus coming in. I'm not sure if they're going to get some good charges on the sides of the militia hoplites, or if they're just intent on getting behind enemy lines. But even so, yeah, looks like they are going to charge a little bit into that. I'm not sure if that was a misclick or... he didn't really want to engage them, but it looks like one of the units just got caught to the side. And yeah, I think that was a little bit of a mistake because he is pulling away. And he is actually going to get a nice rear charge here onto the back of the Lusitani warriors. Yeah, good charge. A little bit risky getting the general involved that early, though. We'll see what happens there. But Max Laser's got his Cantabrian cavalry engaged against the Pontic Royal Cavalry. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I know that it's 3 units against 1, but these are light missile cavalry units. I'm not sure how well they're going to do against professional shock cav. But it looks like most of the Roman units are engaged now, which is good. So he has supported or locked down most of Max Laser's forces. There is a couple of units kind of just sitting around for, I guess, reinforcements should he need it. But this unit is going to get pummeled. It's going to get completely surrounded on all sides. Oh, disgusting Pila throw before moving in to engage them. There we go. Lusitani shedding some Roman blood. I love to try to find like the 1v1s and just see who's gonna win. But yeah, 2 units almost completely surrounding this legionary unit. I can't imagine that they're going to do that well. There we go. Looks like we've got a 1v1 here. Now, the Roman unit, much more heavily armored, probably much better trained, much more disciplined. And did they break, or are they just ignoring it? Yeah, it looks like... Oh, I see. They're trying to... the Roman unit trying to support with a veteran legionary unit, but Max Laser here tying it down with a unit of veteran shield warriors. Well done there. How is Syracuse looking over here? I mean, he's kind of held it together. Well done to Helix. The pikemen, he's got... Looks like Pontus has 1 unit of pikemen here, and even the light hoplites actually getting a nice rear charge on these legionaries, so they are now caught in melee on all sides. However, Pontus does have some naked warriors in melee as well, but the legionaries actually starting to waver. I'm seeing some legionaries breaking. A lot of legionaries breaking. This is a little bit concerning if you are rooting for Rome. Yeah, there goes the legionaries, so they have left the battlefield. And it looks like the auxiliary Syrian archer is being focused down as well. The Scutari cavalry is behind enemy lines here. Oh, nice volley there into the Pontic Royal Cavalry. Excellent job. We've got 2 units of legionaries over here not doing too much. I'm not sure if the Hippeus Lancers here or the Thorax Hoplites have gone unnoticed. But we've kind of got a couple of units just staring at each other here. I'm not sure if that might have been a desync in the game. But the Mercenary Naked Warriors over here fighting the Lusitani Veteran Shield Warriors in melee. And over here, I don't know. The Lusitanis are getting a little depleted. And I think the Romans are moving forwards the 2 units of legionaries in here to support, but we've got the Cantabrian cavalry getting a nice volley into the backs of the legionary unit. Looks like they did steady, though. Well done. 34 men. Well, down to 27 now. And how are we looking over here? Hold, men! Ooh, nice volley in the back there as well. And it looks like the Syrian archers are trying to fire down onto the Cantabrian cavalry. Oh, we've got a 1v1, the horseman versus the Roman here. Oh, no! Yeah, so the Romans able to best the cavalry, and there we go. We've got a little bit of a cheer there as the... Oh my goodness, disgusting volley there. Obliterating the entire unit. That is disgusting to see. But... there we go. It looks like we do have some of the units being pulled over here to engage. We've got the mercenary Celtic warriors moving in. So it's possible that maybe they were so focused on the battle that they haven't noticed these units, or it could be because the Rise of the Republic came out and we have a slight desync here. So I'm not sure if these 3 units over here actually do exist. But it looks like the mercenary Celtic warriors are still being controlled. So I think that those ones are still correctly on the battlefield. And oh, look at this. We've got some Pontic cavalry that have just slipped out of view. I'm not sure where they are going to be reappearing. There they are. I'm not sure. They're probably going for a nice charge on the backs of these Thurio spears here. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure how many are going to get up from that charge. A couple do. Oh my. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace. Come on, kill these Pontic dogs. Oh no! I love to see infantry fighting cavalry. It's so epic. But it looks like we got some more cavalry coming in here to support. Oh, and there we go. I think that was the unit commander as well that was slain. That is sad to see. But we're down to the last 50 seconds of the battle, and Rome is still cleaning up the veteran shield warriors over here. Max Laser is down to a very few number. We've got some of the Lusitani swordsmen here just kind of sitting and waiting. And the mercenary Celtic warriors over here are starting to waver. We've got the Pontic Peltis that are now being outflanked by the Lusitani nobles. So I can't imagine that they are going to last too much longer. And it looks like it is going to be a victory for Lusitani and Syracuse. But only by a small margin. It's a very, very close battle. I think that if Rome had engaged a little bit sooner and kind of locked down all of Max Laser's infantry a little sooner, and then supported with what infantry Rome had left against Syracuse, I think they may have won the battle. And there we go. Costly enemy victory. So yeah, maybe a slight desync there. I'm not too sure. But let's take a look at the end results here. A Pyrrhic victory. So close. Like, you can just see on the bars here what would be left of Max Laser's unit. Looks like his Lusitani nobles and one veteran shield, or sorry, one Lusitani swordsman unit still healthy. Max Laser, his 2 thorax hoplites, one of the Samnite warriors, and that is pretty much it. So, looking at Lusitani first, decent kills with all of the swords, especially here, 210 for the veteran shield warriors. And Helix's force, the Hippeus Lancers, not getting too many kills, but I think it's because they were tied up with the Pontic cavalry so early on. The Samnite Warriors, 140, that is pretty solid. Thorax Swordsman, couple getting over 100 kills. Looking at Black Death's force, he did much better with his cavalry, the Citizen Cavalry, getting some decent kills. And Pontic Peltis, 145, nice. And actually, the Mercenary Celtic Warriors, I believe that these are quite cheap. They're like 350 florins or 350 gold. So 134, 92, and 99. Really well done. But the Pikemen, see, 33 and 71. That's a little bit low for Rome 2 Pikemen. So I think they just were caught out of position early on. And looking at Rome, he did excellent with his auxiliary Syrian archers. The Legionaries, kind of a mixed bag. And the veteran Legionaries probably should have got more kills than that. But thank you so much for those of you guys that enjoyed, and thank you so much for Max Laser for sending it in. And I do plan to bring out a 12-12 battle that was sent in to me on Friday, and then next Wednesday I will be bringing out Max Laser's next Roman replay, and he's named it The Stand of the Spartans. So if you guys want to see some Spartan battle, tune in next Wednesday. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. And as always, I will see you in the next one.